you know the music, so you know what's about to happen. Your life's about to change. Welcome to Bud's Verse. My name is James. With me is my buddy, Chadzilla.
That's me.
That's you. All right. We had to take a week off.
Yep.
I was able to, but I would have sounded terrible.
Yep.
And it was pretty painful to talk, actually. So, we're down a week. We're trying to catch back up now. So you've had your one sick time. I've had my one sick time.
Yep.
We're done having sick times.
That's all we get.
That's all we get. We're coming into winter, and we need to conserve ourselves. We need to finish the year strong.
Yeah, it's starting to cool down.
Oh yeah,
some places.
It's feeling good.
Still a little
Texas
bit warm
doing
here.
great. Weather's feeling fantastic.
Yeah.
It's pretty pleasant in the mornings, actually.
Yeah.
You can't call it cool
No.
or cold, but you can say it's slightly cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to go outside and enjoy it before it spikes up into the 80s.
It's the beginning of there almost being a nip in the air.
Yeah. So close.
So close. We're
It's
almost
coming.
there. But hang in. Hang in there. We'll be there. Can't complain, really. I mean, we can because we're the ones that have to deal with it. But we had a really long spring. Spring. And it felt wonderful.
Yeah. Well,
it didn't really get hot till end of May.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, enough about the weather.
Enough about the weather.
What are we celebrating today, Chad? I need something to celebrate, buddy.
Today is October the 6th, if you're listening to this today. If not, you can always celebrate these whenever you hear this episode. That's the Bud's Verse rule. Today is National Coaches Day.
Oh, yeah.
So shout out to all the coaches out there.
Tom Landry, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, all the coaches.
Everybody else, garbage.
Yeah. Well, so happy Coaches Day. It's also National German American Day. So
German American Day.
Yeah.
There you go.
So all you Americans of German descent,
it's your day, man.
It's your day.
Enjoy it.
Go out there.
It's like St. Patty's Day, but not.
Go out there and get some Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah, there you go. Make some. Don't go get
the
it.
hot dog.
No,
not the dish.
Now you've lost me.
Nothing screams German like a Wiener Schnitzel hot dog.
Like a Wiener Schnitzel hot dog with canned chili.
Yeah, no. It's also National Mad Hatter Day.
Mad Hatter.
So all you
very happy on birthday to me, to you.
Fans of Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
It's Mad Hatter Day. So wear your hats. It's National Noodle Day.
The National Noodle Day.
Noodles. So go out there and eat some noodles. Cook some. Like a lot of people celebrate National Noodle Day every day.
Yeah.
Because they just like pasta. So that's good. And then it is National Plus Size Appreciation Day.
That should be every day.
National Plus Size Appreciation Day. So all of our bigger listeners.
That's my peeps.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
And appreciate everything you bring to the table.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you for sticking around.
Yeah. Plus size
supporting your plus side
day.
friends.
Yeah.
That's us.
That's good.
That's cool. Those are great things.
I know.
That's a lot to celebrate. You know that yesterday or the day before was National Taco Day?
Really?
I know.
I didn't even eat a taco.
I know. We missed our National Taco Day. That's sad.
That's okay.
That's okay. We can still celebrate
it whenever
we want to. I don't want to do it yesterday. I want to do it today.
Right.
Go get a taco.
Taco Day. Taco Day.
Well, that's cool. All right.
So,
today,
today,
Chad had a good idea.
They come around every now and again.
One good idea. He ruined it with, used it with this one. No, he had a good idea. He said, how about we talk about things you don't talk about?
Exactly.
That may sound weird, but at first it was like, huh? But then, oh yeah, well that makes sense. That's great. So we're kind of going to give you some advice today, Bud's Verse. Today, we're going to talk about things that are going to help you. We're going to help you make friends.
Yeah.
We're going to help you be a better conversationalist. How about that?
Yes.
Not that we've mastered it.
No.
But these are tools that we could all use to be better at talking, holding a conversation, and more specifically, maybe holding a better conversation. Like, don't say these things if you're on a date, most importantly.
Yes.
And you could also use this in, like, everyday talk.
Right.
Like, don't say these things, most specifically if you're on a date.
Right.
And then secondarily, like, if you're just trying to make friends,
conversation. Yeah.
Have friendly conversation. These are things you don't necessarily talk about. You got to know somebody pretty good
Yes.
to know that this is okay.
Yeah.
And through this process, I have learned I'm actually kind of bad. I would never bring these things up on first meeting someone.
Sure, yeah.
But I have brought them up
Yeah.
because I guess that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would have to say that I agree with this list if it's a new, like, friendship.
Yeah, new friendship.
Or a new relationship of some kind. These are things that are going to make things a little less awkward. Make you more appealing from the get-go.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes.
And not have turned into one of those, you just need to know me for a couple years.
Right.
And then I wear on you. You know what I'm saying? I wear you down. Nope. From the get-go, you can be better at conversing.
Yes.
And be better at talking to each other. So, anyway.
Yeah.
And plus, we hope we have a little bit of fun today.
You only get one chance to make a first impression.
Yeah.
So
And I've ruined a bunch of them.
if you're coming to bat with some of these things, then people are going to be like, "Man,
take it out of your repertoire.
Yeah.
Get it out of the sheath. Like,
Yeah.
don't use this.
don't use these things because we want to help you. We want to help you be able to make friends and buds.
Yeah.
You know, like we're
And
buds.
be better talkers.
Yes.
Because we are surrounded. It seems like there's more and more every single year, more kids, more young people
Mm-hmm.
just cannot talk.
No.
They just can't talk to one another. Or they talk way too much. There's
Yes.
no happy medium. You
Yeah.
can't have a conversation with young people anymore. So it's
Yeah.
kind of strange.
All they know how to do is text.
Yeah.
That's it.
Even then, it's like emojis or thumbs up. Like you. Worst
Yes.
texter in the world.
I am.
But can't get you to shut up. So
I'm short.
where does that come from?
man? I ain't got time.
You have more time
I
than
have no
anybody
time.
I know.
I don't have time to talk on the phone. I don't have time to write big long
Lies.
texts.
You don't want to, and that's therefore you're not going to do it. That's the whole of it.
Huh.
But that's okay. That's you. That's your world, and you shouldn't be forced to text or
Potato,
talk on the
potato.
phone. But in person,
Yes,
you don't shut up
I know. I'll talk for days.
unless you turn the microphones on.
Yeah.
Then you just go quiet. I don't know. I'm joking. Just kidding. Kidding. All right, man. Start us off.
Okay.
Let's get to our list.
All right. These, of course, like we said, these are used for first impression conversation starters. These are questions that you should not ask at any point in time.
Right.
Don't ask these. Maybe you could ask them if you're like been friends for like years and years and
For a
years.
while, yeah.
But these are not ones that you're just going to be like, hey, the first one.
Or you've talked about it before
Yeah.
in some way. Okay.
Yeah. The first one is, how come you're still single?
Yeah.
Like, why are you still single? That is not a good question, even if you intend it to be complimentary. Like,
Yeah.
if you're like,
How
you're
on
such
earth
a
are
good-
you still single?
Yeah.
That never works.
Right. You
And
don't
B,
do that.
It's not something you ask.
Yes. You can't do that, and you can't
Yeah.
because it immediately makes the people. My cat is getting into something, and it's distracting me. But
Just go
anyway,
get your donuts, bro.
no, it's not. I don't know what he's getting into. I don't know. He'll figure it out.
He'll figure it out. Oh, he'll figure it out. Yeah.
But
Maybe
no,
not.
the reason why you shouldn't ask someone if they're still single is because there's probably a reason,
Yeah.
and they probably don't want to discuss it. And it's probably not because they're not trying.
Mm-hmm.
Because usually if someone, especially if you're on a date, now this is horrible. Like, we're talking about dating. Don't ever ask somebody on a date
Yeah.
that you're dating, like, hey, why are you still single? Oh, I don't know, because I haven't met someone. And immediately they have to go on the defensive
Yeah.
to defend why they're single.
Sure.
And no one wants
It puts
to be...
people on the ropes. You know,
Yeah.
it's like putting you up against it. And plus it it really kind of puts them at a disadvantage, and it like well, I don't want to talk about my flaws right now or
Right.
why I feel like I'm still single.
Right.
Like, that's none of your business right now, sir, ma'am, whatever.
Yeah, you don't want
Or
to just...
person. Like,
Yeah.
it also makes it look like you I don't know, already suspicious of them.
Right.
So, like, they're already going to be on the defense. That's just a bad It seems like an innocent thing. It seems like a compliment, maybe. But
it's not.
it's just, it needs to stop. I don't know how that got started.
Yeah.
Especially, why are you still available? Like,
yeah.
Okay, it's cringy. Don't do it. And it just doesn't look good. Like, it's not a good thing.
And especially if you yourself are not single. Like,
sure.
Because then you're already like you said, have the upper hand.
Yeah.
Like, why are you still single? It's easy to say that when you're not single.
Sure.
You know, and it comes off as judgmental.
Yeah.
Like, well, I found somebody. You should be able to find somebody.
Yeah. Why are you still single? Get married, dummy.
So,
I'm trying.
I'm trying. So don't put people on the defensive. Don't do that.
Yeah.
The second question on this list is, why did you either break up or why did you get divorced?
Oh, there you go. That's an awkward conversation.
Yeah.
All automatically.
Breakups and divorces
Why'd y'all break up?
are always messy.
Oh, man.
There's never clean ones.
It's never one single thing. Or
yeah.
So rare.
So if someone is recently divorced or they're recently coming off a breakup, it's probably not a good idea to bring that up when you're trying to talk to them, because the media, again, it puts them on the defensive. Like, they have to defend themselves.
Right.
They have to defend their actions. They have to defend, because maybe they were the reason. Yeah. Maybe they're like, well, the reason we broke up is because I cheated. Yeah. Or because I did this, or I lied, or whatever. So they don't want to say that.
Yeah.
And if you do get the one person who they were the victim, now you've opened yourself up to a conversation you really don't want to have. You know, to be like, well, let me tell you what
you can't put
did.
Back together.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They did this, they did that, they did that. Let them discuss it. If they want to discuss it, let them. Like, if they bring it up, like, well, I was recently divorced, and you're like, oh, sorry to hear that. That's all you should say, and go on. But if they keep digging into it, and they're like, well, they did this to me, and they did that, well, then obviously they want to talk about it. Yeah. But we shouldn't be the ones that initiate it.
Sure.
We shouldn't be the ones that
Agreed.
Brings it up.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't want to do that. No reason for it. And it's certainly not going to help them.
Okay. Third one on this list is another one that you wouldn't think would be offensive, but I know people personally that are very offended when people ask this question.
Okay.
Why don't you have kids?
Okay.
And the reason why, if you see a couple, and maybe they're a young couple, maybe they're in their 20s or their 30s, and they don't have any kids yet, one, they may not want kids.
Right.
And that's a personal choice.
A real possibility.
Yeah. But also, the reason why this is a bad question, and I've talked to people who've gotten offended by this, is because sometimes it's not because they don't want kids, it's because they can't have children.
Sure.
They don't have the parts functioning to do it, and because of that, it's very hurtful when people ask them, like, oh, you guys, when are you guys going to have a kid?
Sure.
They may have been trying for years and not being able to, and now all of a sudden you brought up a sore spot.
Yep.
And unintentionally, you may have had good intentions of like, hey, you'd be great parents.
Sure.
Well, they probably
you guys
think
make
so.
such good parents. I wish y'all would have kids already.
Yeah.
I wish you'd hurry up and have a couple. Like, what? Like that? Shut up.
Yeah, because now you're the enemy because you're bringing up a sore spot.
Yeah.
So,
or they're too polite to just tell you the all-out truth because they want to keep it private. Or
right. Yeah.
They don't really want to talk, but now you're putting them on a spot to try to come up with an excuse or come up with whatever.
Right.
It's definitely something, like those are definitely things like past relationships, kids, or like babies, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Marriage, like when are y'all going to get married? Like all that kind of falls in the same category. It's none of your business, really. Like it's like no one should have to explain themselves to another person.
Right.
And it makes it just for a weird conversation. For sure. For sure.
And
now my best friend or my whoever, they were like messing around and like, look, man, you need to stop playing around and get married.
Right.
Like this looks stupid. You're getting old. You're not that good looking.
Yeah.
Hurry up. But that's something totally different. And again, men talking to women It just doesn't come across good.
No, it does not.
So, guys, listen to me. Like, listen to old Jamesy Poo. Take my advice. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Do like Michael Scott. Give it a green light. Go ahead and not talk about it.
Yeah, and not talk about it. While we're on this subject of like kids, also one that's very obvious, don't ever assume that someone is pregnant and ask them when they're due.
Oh, man.
Don't do that.
Congratulations. On what? On
yeah.
baby. What baby?
Your baby.
You're funny.
Yeah.
No, what baby?
Don't do that. You're going to get yourself in trouble. I don't care if it looks like they're about to pop.
Well,
I ain't going to bring it
like
up.
Super awkward.
Yeah, unless they say
makes
it.
for like, I'm not pregnant. Really?
Yeah.
Really? Wait. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, phew.
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh man, I am kidding. I'm not pregnant. Stop messing with me.
That's when you say, well, it's plus size appreciation day.
That's right. It's plus size appreciation. I don't see a whole lot of appreciation going on. I can't hear a lot of appreciation for my figure if you're going to be asking me if I'm pregnant or not.
Yeah. So those are things.
It's super awkward.
Yeah, it is awkward.
That will kill any situation.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like a double-edged sword because it's kind of like noticing your wife's haircut.
Yeah.
I know your wife just got a haircut.
Yeah.
But I don't mean to say noticing your wife's haircut.
Sure, yeah.
A person's wife.
Yeah.
Noticing their haircut, or a significant woman in your life.
Right.
My mom got mad at me because I didn't notice her haircut. I noticed there was something different, but I didn't say haircut fast enough, and then I got in
trouble.
I got scolded a little bit. Here I am. You look. You weren't even going to say anything. I don't. Why do I need to say anything?
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you didn't get a haircut, then I'd be in trouble. And it's kind of like that double-edged sword. You want to be the first to say, or you want before you get told. You want to say, "Congratulations!" You know what I mean? I can't believe it. You're glowing. Whatever. Even though no one glows, right?
Yeah,
that's not a thing. But you want to be the first to say something. But at the same time, if you get it wrong, you are a jackwagon. Since
you brought this up, I'm going to chime in on this because I learned something. My wife taught me something. If you are going to mention someone's hair like they'd been cut, you need to specifically compliment it, not just bring it up. Because apparently in the female world,
did you get a haircut? Yeah.
Oh, and then if you do that, it's very offensive.
Right.
Like, oh, yeah, you got your haircut. I noticed it, but I'm not going to say anything nice about it.
Right.
So if you're going to notice,
be like, yes, it looks
nice. It looks so nice. It looks amazing. Oh, wow, that looks so good on you. Yeah. Sure. Because if you don't, people are going to be like, oh, you got your haircut?
It's like saying, you got a haircut? Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, it comes off very offensive.
Yeah.
And
provides
so
the wrong context.
That's one of those things. So men, just
pay attention.
Yeah.
You got a haircut? It looks amazing.
Looks great. Yeah. So those are some questions. Here's another one. This one's a big no-no. How much money do you make? Don't ask somebody how much money they make or how much money they have in the bank. Don't do that because it's none of your business, and if they want you to know, they would tell you.
And let's just face it. If you didn't ask and someone told you how much money they have in the bank or how much money they make, what would you think of that person?
I know.
A normal person would think, well, you nerd? Like, you trying to brag?
Right.
Like, I got more than that.
Exactly.
You don't hear me talking about people that got, like,
yeah.
I got over $7,000, blah, blah. Like, so?
Yeah.
That's nothing. But, like, if you start talking about it, then it just comes across like this. It just comes across wrong.
Yes.
It ain't good.
Right.
And it's certainly not good for ego, and it's not good for conversations.
Right.
And, whether you like it or not, you're going to treat people differently.
Or, like,
you know how much money they make.
And you may not say, like, and of course, and I'm going to give, like, ways that this will come up. Like, we're talking about going on dates or like first impressions or just talking to someone. Someone may come to you on a date or like a buddy or a friend and be like, hey, man, got a raise the other day.
Yeah.
Don't say how much. Yeah. Don't everything in you is going to want to.
Yeah.
You'll be like, oh, really? How much? Because just be appreciative and be like, oh, wow, that's great, man. You know, that's wonderful.
Really cool.
You know, you deserve it. You know,
Sure.
something like that. Because the minute you say how much, again, they have to go on the defensive and be like, you know, because their raise may be, you know, I
20
got
cents.
20 cents on the hour, whatever.
Yeah.
Or they may be like, I got a big raise. I get, you know,
Like a 15% raise or a 7% raise. Or
yeah,
whatever.
another big break in the action. So don't. Money's a sore subject. Don't bring it up because you don't know how much people have and you don't know how little they have, and so just let that go on the side and don't do anything with that. But that one, don't bring up money. This is one.
Definitely don't bring up money. It's never end well.
This is one that I've never heard anybody say, but it came off. I was like, yeah, that's my. This is the question not to ask. Don't you want to find something like a real job instead?
When are you going to get a real job? Yeah, that comes up every once in a while. That the idea of that comes up every once in a while. I've actually been in conversations when you ask someone like what they do for a living, then they spend the next, oh my gosh, forever telling you this long list of things that they do in a day, and it has nothing to do with like a real job.
Right.
But yet they get paid to do that.
Yes.
And I've often thought to myself, like, you know, you complain about this a lot, but like, have you ever thought about getting a real job? Like, get a job.
Right.
That would pay you the same amount or better or worse, whatever, not
Yeah.
worse, but better. And like, just get a real job.
Right.
So, I mean, I've heard people say that a lot about ministry.
Yeah.
Especially to you.
Yeah.
I've said it to you a lot. Like, get a real job. I'm on the clock 24/7.
I am. Never day off.
Shut up. It's ridiculous. But, and I've heard that a few times myself. So it's definitely something that comes up. Like, why don't you get a real job?
Yeah.
Why don't you get a life? What are
Yeah.
you talking about, a real job? Just because I got a great one, don't get mad at
Yeah.
me.
Well, and plus, you never know. You might be like in the process of killing someone's dream.
Sure.
Like, say if they're like, I don't know.
I worked really hard for a long time to get to this place.
Yeah.
And like, no, you need to get a real job. Like, I'm less of a human being because I don't have the job you think I should have. That's a really horrible way to look at it. You know, like you said, crushing someone's dream or like life goal. Like, that's a major accomplishment for them at this stage in their life. Like, whether they're starting over or maybe they're, who knows what they're doing, you know, or just getting out there. And you come along and place those seeds of doubt, and it just becomes
Well, the thing that comes to my mind is like an artist of any kind.
Oh my gosh!
Like if you are
music,
or paint, like maybe you're like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a painter. Okay, to somebody who doesn't understand that world and doesn't really, you might be. That's what you do for a living is you paint. You're a painter.
Yeah,
and not like houses, but like landscapes.
I paint art.
Yeah, sure. Something in you might want to be like, well, why don't you? What do you do for a real job?
Like, what do you do to pay bills?
But that is their real job.
No, I paint, I pay my bills with it.
And you don't want to offend them of like your occupation is less than because it's not a 9 to 5
so you don't do real work
or yeah.
Yeah, and it you know, I can't imagine. I can't think of an instance where that the person that brought that up or said that didn't come across as the more unsatisfied or unhappy one in the group,
right,
you know, or in the conversation.
Yeah,
like I'm not really satisfied with my life, so like the fact that you get to do this,
I'm jealous.
It's jealousy. It comes from a place of jealousy. Like you get to do that and pay your bills, and you don't have the stress that I have. You don't have to carry the crap that I have to carry. Why don't you get a real life? Like get a real job. Like you're at fault for following your passion or doing what you feel is right, and you know, just kind of living maybe under the radar, under that line, like of like stressing your life out for $1.
Well, it is true. Misery loves company.
Yeah,
and
people can't stand that you're winning or like you're doing well or you have the smallest little bit of success sometimes. Yeah. When you're around the wrong people, like you said, and their thing is, you know, it's just negativity, negative.
Yeah.
So you gotta, man, you gotta be careful how you talk to people out there. Like, do better.
Yeah.
Like, we have to do better.
Yeah.
And if you want to have friends or have people around you, like you're gonna have to do a better job than that.
Yeah, and
Like,
be
don't be a jealous
supportive.
person.
It costs nothing to be supportive
Yeah,
of somebody.
doesn't
Like if
cost a
someone
thing.
says, "Hey, I'm starting my own internet business, or I'm doing this," you
Yeah.
may think, "Well, that ain't going to work,"
Yeah.
but
yeah.
you don't know that for sure.
Sure.
It's just your opinion. But the better thing you could say is like, "Man, well, I hope that works out, man.
Yeah.
I hope it works out. I hope it goes good, and you
Sounds
make a ton
exciting.
of money.
Yeah.
And when you become a billionaire, you can buy me a house or something.
Sure.
I don't know."
When you make it, bro, don't forget the little people.
Exactly. And be supportive, because if that dream fails and they have to come down to a crashing reality of like, oh no, this isn't going to work. I got to
Yeah.
go get what we were talking about, a quote unquote real job.
Yeah.
Then let them handle that on their own.
Yeah.
Don't push them towards it. Here's one that I think we've all been guilty of
Sure.
a time or two is, why do you look so tired, or why do you look so bad? These are not good things.
You look
to add.
tired.
Yeah.
What?
Because we've all walked into a room before, whether it's our spouse or whether it's our kids or just buddies or friends, and been like, man, they look kind of rough. They
Yeah.
don't look, together. They maybe they look a little sickly. Maybe they look like they've been up all night.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they may have been. But a lot of times this comes off, and it comes from a good place, but it's just it's not received from a good place.
Right.
The good place is like, well, I'm concerned about you because you don't look like your normal self.
Right. Something's off.
Yeah. But
don't
if
know
you're
what it
like,
is.
what's wrong with you? What
What is wrong with
what
your
happened
face?
to you? Yeah.
This happened yesterday.
Yeah.
I took it the wrong way, right? At first I was like, oh gosh, what's wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was sitting in the back of the room and I just walked in. You were already there. You were talking to somebody, and I had to cough because I'm still dealing with
Yeah.
this stuff. I got done coughing, and then you come around, and then you came up to me. You're like, "Hey, how's it going? Hey, have you been outside?"
Yeah.
And the way you worded it was like my face was swollen, or like
Yeah.
I had something wrong with my face. And I'm like, "Why'd you ask that?" You said, "'Cause your face." And I thought for a second, like, what does that mean? What is?
Yeah.
Like, does it look like I'm allergic to something? Or did I
No.
just swell up like
Yeah.
I touched something and I had an allergic
Right.
reaction? And you're like, no, you're red. Like you're red in the face. Like you've just got some sun.
Son.
I was like, oh, okay. Well, I was coughing.
Yeah.
Well, that makes some more sense.
You just
I was
look
what
like you
the
had a
heck?
sunburn
Look
on
like
your
I had
face.
Look like I had a sunburnt face.
Yeah.
And like, we're great friends.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
What's wrong
I
with your
wasn't
face?
taking it wrong. I didn't take it as like, dude, your face is messed up. Did you get beat up outside? Like, I didn't take it like that. I took it like, I immediately went to, oh no, something's wrong with it. Because like, I thought my eyes swole up or my
Yeah.
ears all red and swollen. You're like, were you out? Did you how'd you say it? Have you been outside?
Yeah.
Or did you get, have you gotten some sun? No, you said, have you been outside?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. I had to be outside to get in the door. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
but I'm trying not to be a smart aleck at the same time.
Right.
For once. So yeah, that's a great example because that
Yeah.
could be taken wrong. Like, man, you look tired.
Yeah.
Like,
you
what?
look bad.
I don't look. No, I ain't tired.
Mm-hmm.
You look tired. Your face is tired.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So you can really hurt someone's feelings because they may have been like having a good day. Like,
Yeah.
man, I look good today. You
Yeah.
know?
It
I
is
look good.
not a icebreaker.
No.
Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
It's not an icebreaker. It's not. Take it off the list. Take it out of the repertoire. Take it out of
Yeah.
your sheath.
Yeah.
Don't ever use it. Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
ever use to start a conversation with anybody.
Yeah.
You look tired.
You look tired. Yeah.
If you're about to say that, just say, "You look amazing."
Yeah.
Just be done with it.
Yeah. Or just you can there's ways around. Like you can say like if like you think, well, this person has looked tired or they look sick, all you can a very one that's very universal is be like, "Hey, how's your day been?"
There you go.
And if they're dog tired, they'll tell
Yeah.
you, "Man, I was up all night.
I didn't sleep at all. Had a
Yeah.
rough time getting here.
You know.
I can tell by looking at your face.
Yeah.
Like you don't even say that.
Exactly.
Don't say that. Don't
Yeah.
make it look like you're Sherlock Holmes. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, no need.
Oh.
That's all it is anyway. It's an ego
Yeah.
thing. I want
So-
you to know that I recognize this. You can't hide anything from me. I'm Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
No.
And here's one.
There's good.
The last one on this list, but we've got a couple we can talk about that we thought of. But how did he or she pass away?
Yes.
If someone that you know, friend, family, whatever, and someone dies and you hear the news and they say, oh, you know, my mom passed away or my uncle or my cousin or whatever, don't ask them how.
Right.
Just be sympathetic.
Sure.
And be like, oh, I'm sorry for your loss.
Right.
You know, you need anything, I'm here, you know, whatever. Because, one, it's sensitive because someone passed away.
Right.
And two, you don't know how they passed away.
Right.
And, you know, they may not want to relive the details
Right. Yep.
of what happened or how it happened or, you know.
That's true. That's right. I have to relive all probably the worst part of that person's life.
Yes.
Or the worst moment of that person's life or something traumatic. I mean, even now, I don't want to talk about how my dad died. Like, I don't want to talk about that with certainly anybody that just met.
Exactly.
But a lot of people ask that question, and I think it's important. Like, that's a thing that people should know. Like, take that out of the, you know, out of your conversation.
Yes. Don't ask people
out
about
of your
that.
repertoire there, because like, it's none of your business.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, it could have been tragic, or it could have been peaceful, or it could have been, you know, over several years. Who knows? Like, I mean, it could have been over several months. That doesn't matter. I mean, really, truly, honestly, it's none of your business.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
No one owes you an explanation of how someone else died.
Right.
Not at all. Now, if you're long lost friends or something like that, and you're like, how's Bobby doing? Well, he died. Oh my gosh, how did that happen?
Yeah.
That's different.
Exactly.
Right? That's shocking to you. It affects you. But when you're just having a conversation with someone, hey, Chad, how's it going? How's David doing?
Yeah.
He died. What?
Yeah.
Oh man. Not how's David doing, but like, how are you doing? Well, I'm not doing too great. My friend David died.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. How did he die?
Yeah.
That's none of my business.
Exactly.
You know, that oh, well, it was kind of tragic.
Yeah.
You know, what are you supposed to do? Well, that sucks, man. That's tough.
Exactly.
Or what you're going to do is you're going to share a story.
Right.
Or someone close to you went through something similar.
Right.
Now we can bond over this trauma. Like,
no, that's not a good way to bond.
That's not a bonding thing.
No.
Like, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Those aren't similarities that bring people closer together. I mean, people talk about that stuff all the time, but I 100% disagree. Like, that's not something you should bond over. You bond over life, not death. And,
right.
The positivity, not the negative things that happen. So, anyway, that's my soapbox. That's definitely something that, man, it's just none of your business. Like, don't ask that of anyone. When they're ready to talk about it, they'll talk about it.
They'll talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if it comes up. Now, sometimes it seems like it's a preemptive deal. Like, if I ask you now of how someone died, I'm not going to say something later on that's going to cause me to have to go, oh,
right.
Shoot, sorry. That's really how your dad died? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
my bad. I didn't mean to make fun. Or, you know, like, it can be awkward, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you didn't know. So,
right.
I mean, that's a quick fix. You know what I mean? I had no idea. And obviously, if I'd have known, I never would have said it like that.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I apologize. But hopefully we can move forward here
Mm-hmm.
and then move on. But there's some things you can't help. And the last thing you want to do is get into a conversation about it. I agree. 100%.
Yeah.
Get that out the way.
Yeah, don't say things like that.
Don't say things like that.
And let other people. What I think really, like, kind of these 7 questions. That was the list, but kind of sums up what I feel like is, to me, like an underlying foundation is let people talk and let them give information.
Yeah.
You don't have to pry information out of them.
Right.
Let them tell you what they want to tell you. Be a good listener.
Yeah.
And that's as much a part of a conversation as anything else. Because a lot of times we think, well, I want to start a conversation with this person, so I have to do all the talking. And we've met people who it's just like, it's like sitting down with the Riddler. They're just like question, and it's almost like you're getting interrogated.
Yeah.
You're like, and really, it's coming from a good place.
Sure.
They just want to talk to you. They want to get to know you.
Yeah.
But it's just like question, and it gives you the wrong impression. Like, are you writing a book? What are you doing?
Yeah. Why are you peppering me with
yeah,
questions right now?
what are you trying to find out about me?
Yeah. What's my motivation?
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
get it. What do you want from me?
For
What
a
do you
general
want?
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it
just
should
let
be,
people
like,
talk.
Yeah, let people talk, and at the same time, when it is your turn, fill in the blanks about yourself. Like,
Yes.
talk about yourself, not to pump yourself up or to make yourself look amazing. Just tell the truth, like what your experiences have been thus far, and what by listening to them talk, you'll know what to talk about yourself, what things you may have in common.
Right.
Or how you're drastically different. That's a good conversation piece.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I like to go the opposite direction. When I make my Cheerios, I,
do
like
this. Yeah.
I do this, or I like to eat my cereal with forks, or whatever.
Right.
It doesn't matter. But asking the constant questions.
Yeah.
I know there are people whose profession is to ask questions.
Yes.
This doesn't apply to you.
Right.
This is normal people.
Yes.
Trying to have conversation with each other. Like, take it easy with the questions.
Right.
Like, people don't need to go on a job interview.
Right.
But I don't know what it is. It like makes us feel smarter.
Yeah.
If we have a good questions to ask.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with asking questions. A few.
Right.
Just be careful which ones you're asking.
Yeah.
Like, be careful and use some common sense. And it's trying to get little bits of information that people easily share.
Yeah.
Not bits of information that no one likes to share.
Yeah.
So
like surface things.
Just surface stuff. You're just trying to start the process of getting to know, and you'll know immediately when it's time to go, deeper, further, or whatever.
Yeah. And plus, like, that surface stuff, the first few times that especially if you're trying to make friends, or you're trying to go on a date, and you're trying to, you want this person to like you, people feel good when they know the answer to a question. It makes them feel confident, makes them feel smart. So ask them questions that they can answer, that they know the answer to, that they don't have to think, they don't have to hide, they don't have to think about too much. Like, if you're like, I'm going to start a conversation with somebody and be like, hey, what's your favorite color? Okay, that they're not going to think very hard about that, and they're not going to be thinking, what's his angle by asking this? There's like, it's just a conversation.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? There's all kinds of surface questions you can ask that can start a conversation, and people can be like, and they can tell you about, my favorite color is blue because when I was this, I loved blue, or I had a favorite blue shirt or whatever. And all of a sudden they start talking, and now you're in a conversation. Speaking of conversation, and I know this is something that it's not our topic today, but I learned something. I think I heard it like about it probably a couple of years ago, actually. I heard, and it does work. So parents, if you're listening to this, try this out with your children, especially your teenage children, because it does work. You know how teenagers, we're talking about, they don't want to talk. They're just like silent mode all the time, whether it's texting or whatever. A good way to get a teenager talking is not ask them specifically a question of like, hey, what do you think about this? Because a lot of times they're like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to answer that question. But if you start out, and this is amazing, if you start out with, I wonder, and just say something, 9 times out of 10, your teenager or your child will respond because they don't feel like you're asking them directly. That you're just, because like if you're driving down the road and be like, you know what, I wonder what is that building's going to be. A lot of times they'll be like, I think it's going to be this, and they'll end up starting a conversation with your teenager simply because they want to put their input. Instead, I've used it on my own children. Like when they're just silent, I'm like, I wonder this, and they'll just start rambling off, talking.
20 minutes later.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I forget to ask.
Yeah, exactly. But if I would ask them the same question, like, what is that? Then they'll, oh no,
what is what?
Yeah, some crazy thing like that. But there's also some faux pas in conversations that are kind of obvious, but we're going to go over them anyway real quickly. One, and this is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened to me in my past. Say that you had friends or you had family and you're apart from them for a certain distance of time, a certain amount of time, and you see them again. If the person you see has put on weight,
yeah,
do not say, "Hey, good to see you. Put on some weight there, didn't you?"
I see you've rounded out a little bit.
Yeah, don't say that. Don't do that. They know they've gained weight. You know they've gained weight. Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Because immediately they go on the defensive.
Sure.
Like, oh, yeah. And you make them feel bad about themselves or about whatever. Don't do that because it's not good. It's not a good look for you.
There's no way to get out of that. So
yeah,
just leave that one alone.
Or like dumb things,
Some small
like
common sense here.
Like, man, you've aged.
Even if you've known someone for a while, like if you've known them a long time,
Yeah.
don't tell people how old they look.
Yeah.
Don't tell people how tired they look.
Yeah.
And certainly don't tell people how fat they look.
Don't say it.
Keep it to
yourself.
yourself. People laugh it off, but it ain't funny. So shut up.
Yeah. And again, a lot of times people come up as like it's like funny to them, but the person that they're talking about, it may be a very sensitive subject. It doesn't have to be weight. It could be anything. Like
no one is happy they gained weight.
Yeah.
Unless they're like deathly ill.
Yeah,
like,
and they're
super
trying
skinny.
to gain weight.
And it's like medically they have to. Okay.
Right.
Aside from that 0.001% of people alive.
Yeah.
The rest of humanity, no one, especially women, are excited that they've gotten plumper.
Right.
Since high school. Or like they've gained weight since the last time you saw them.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Shut up. Don't say it.
Don't bring it up. You oh my gosh, you goofballs, you.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Dumbest boy in school.
Exactly.
Do not do that stuff. So,
be nice. Be polite.
Edna Mode from The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Oh God, you've gotten fat.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
I've always been big, so I don't care. People don't say that to me because they're like, I don't know, you look the same to me. Like, you don't look that different. Well, thanks, cool. Yes, I was fat then. I'm fat now. Thank you. But I have seen it. I've seen the look on people's faces when they have to give that awkward, like, chuckle. Mm-hmm. Man, you put on a couple pounds since the last time I saw you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh man,
yeah,
that's cringy. I don't even want to be in the room now.
Right.
Like, I want to leave.
Yeah.
You dork. Don't say stuff like that.
Don't say stuff like that. If it's not a compliment,
no conversation having full.
Yeah.
Don't say stuff like that. Be nice to people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be nice and think about what you say. Think about what the other person is going to think about what you just said.
Yeah.
Before you say it, not
before.
After.
Yeah.
And you'll be a very in tune conversation that people want to have. Like there's people you look forward to talking to, and those people are usually because they know how to avoid those sensitive subjects, and people actually enjoy having a conversation with them. They're like, man, I like talking to them. They're, we talk about this and we talk about that, and they're never put in that awkward position of being defensive or being offended or
where you're coming from or what's what's the whatever.
Yeah.
What's the end result here? Are you making fun of me or are you making like now again, this is all about stuff like starting new relationships or new conversations with new people. Right. These are ways to make, closer friends or maybe get a second date out of it. You know what I mean? Like avoid some of these pitfalls, these horrible places or roads to go down. And there's a chance, you might even get a second date out of that. You don't know.
And then, like, as the relationship grows, you can say, like me and you, we've had a long time to just, talk to each other. So me and you, we actually are sometimes very rude to each other, but not as a hurtful way. It's more of a playful, chuckle way. Like
it makes me laugh, and I know it makes you laugh. But
one
people
of our
on the outside looking in, like, oh,
is
gosh, stop being so mean.
that we started years ago, and is like if someone's like, oh, I like lasagna. Oh, lasagna is stupid.
Yeah.
My response is always, you're stupid.
Yeah.
And it's always in fun.
Yeah,
I'm not
dumb.
actually calling.
I don't like doing that. That's dumb. You're
dumb. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of our
No,
things.
that's ugly. You're ugly.
You're ugly. Yeah.
This is stupid. You're stupid. That's what friends do. That's something
Exactly.
different. Anyway. All right. Well, we hear the music. You know what that means. It's time for us to stop talking
Stop talking.
and let you think about yourselves and think about your ability to have conversations. Until next time, God bless you guys. We love you, and we will see you or talk to you later.
All right.